You are looking live at the courthouse and the actual courthouse stairs for $6,000 just an hour and a half ago. That's terrible news. Good news is that it was the HOA that bought it. And since I think we have a legal case against the HOA, I believe that'll only add to it. Meanwhile, this is beautiful downtown Concord. That's the old courthouse right there. And so I figure while we are seeking more attorneys now, I'll explain that. The attorney we got last week quit on us this morning at 10, a little shortly after 9:30, 10 o'clock, right around there. And if Amber wouldn't have called them, we wouldn't have even found out about that till later. The problem was at 9 a.m. Amber called to double check on the time for sale, and hopefully I'm not covering the microphone. So when she called, they originally said that it's not up for sale today. And, you know, she double checked, triple checked. She's like, that's crazy, because the other thing is the HOA keeps dicking around and not being forthcoming. You know, this is the third time they have said that they are definitely selling it, and the third time that it got postponed. So we were like, okay, well, we're got another extension. We didn't know why. So she got in touch with the HOA and was like, hey, what's going on? Why aren't they selling it today? What are we doing? Where are we at? What's the delay this time? You know, not that we wanted to, but thanks. And they were like, oh, no, we're definitely going forward with the sale today. So in a confusion, she called again, and they this time called the lawyer that we had gotten, and the lawyer called down and found out that they had her name wrong. They had the name spelled wrong. The HOA had the name spelled wrong, so they didn't come up. So yeah, it is being sold. So that gave us like about an hour and 20 minutes to get down there. We had to scramble then, so we did, and we got a ride. Like, took every bit of money we had left, but we were able to get down here, and we got up just in time for it to be sold, like 2 minutes after it got sold. So Amber went in and got the paperwork, and yeah, the HOA got it right here. So I think that's actually good that the HOA got it, because they have been refusing to acknowledge the water issue since it was brought up to them years ago, actually. So they have put it on her mother, my mother-in-law, to prove this point. My thought is, you know, we don't have the money to pay for a plumber to come out, but the HOA does. So maybe if that thing springs a massive leak today or this evening, maybe, just maybe, if somehow, some way, it breaks wide ass open and then floods the street, they would have to then send somebody out here, and possibly I can then get them to acknowledge that it is indeed running through our yard. I shot a video on my Facebook this morning. You can Facebook friend me, Eddie Harkinson Jr., if you'd like, and I will accept your Facebook friend request. You can watch my Facebook video this morning. I'm hoping, I have friends from my radio days who are in TV, hoping that one of them will want to pick this story up. That was per community cause. It was a good idea. This is the jail. I've been there. Spent some time there. Spent 14 hours on another bogus charge. But we're not here to talk about that today. There's a chance that your boy could end up there over this shit because of my stupid attitude. I gotta get myself checked, man. I gotta check myself before I wreck myself. I'm so mad right now that I'm getting like, I'm having childish thoughts. But you know, man, nobody wants to acknowledge that this water thing, this water problem exists. And I'll be damned if I'm gonna go down without having somebody come out and check this, you know? All I want to know is, okay, if I'm wrong, let me know I'm wrong. But, you know, it'll kill me to have to give this house up if indeed this whole time they were taking privilege with her water, which is I'm 100% sure of. Another thing, yes, Amber's, some people have looked up Amber's name and saw that she had a DUI here, and she had to go to court over it, and that court date was September 2nd, 2014. Was it 2014? December 2nd, 2013, was it? December 2nd, 2013, actually. That date, December 2nd, 2013, after we left this courthouse right here, after she gave up her ID, she had to give up her driver's license. We walked out of that courthouse down this sidewalk, across the street here, to pick up a certain certificate that we had waiting for us. We got all ready over there in that little courtyard area. We went back across this street and into that magistrate's office right there, and we got married. How absolutely freaking redneck is that story? Yes. The day she was convicted of her DUI, I said, I gotta slap a ring on that girl. And I sure did. Slapped a ring right on that girl. Thanks for hitting the thumbs up button, the four of you that have. I know this isn't a thumbs up type situation, but to me, in a way, it is, because the HOA is the one who has the house, and to me, that's the fight we can fight. Had some other entity picked up this house, I don't know. I think we might have had a harder battle on our hands, but because it's the entity that has been, in my mind, anyway, taking our water without permission, taking my mother-in-law's water, and then refusing to do anything about it. Oh, thanks. Now there's a lot more. Thank you for the likes. Because it's them that have the house, I think we have a fighting shot. And I'm going to keep you all updated on every single detail of it. And again, Facebook friend request me if you want to follow the story on Facebook, because I have a feeling that that's going to light up. Her family, my mother-in-law's family, is estranged from her. Her own son doesn't speak to her. He's a lobbyist in Las Vegas for the gaming commission, believe it or not. He makes a lot of money and could have just bailed her out of this situation if he wanted at any time. And I know he is also going through a lot of stuff on his own, in his own right. And his, like, you know, the thing is about money in America is, depending on your status, you know, for him, spending $5,000 a week isn't that big of a deal, because that's what he's making. You know, he's making $10,000 a week. So yeah, he could have helped out, but his spending habits and his financial troubles are, you know, much more astronomical because of his lifestyle. And so I don't really blame him for that, man. Plus my mother-in-law and him don't have a relationship that's worth a poop. They just do not get along at all. And I mean, it's a hate relationship. And so they did ask and they tried, but he wasn't down for that. And I get it. I'm not blaming him. But I know that once the family sees the post that I put up, there's going to be a lot of fire on my Facebook page if you're interested in following it. That little rock right there is one of the original 4 cornerstones that marked the city of Concord in 1796. That little rock right, that stone right there, in case anybody's a history buff. So there was that one, and then 3 other ones that made a square that made the original city limits of Concord, North Carolina. Any of y'all history buffs? I'm a little bit of a history geek, especially wherever I'm living. I like to know the local history, since I'll one day become part of it. Again, here's the courthouse where somehow I have won one case after another I've been so lucky, and then today, not so lucky. You know, it just worked out the way it worked out. We're not gonna get down like this. I'm not even gonna let it bother me. I appreciate all y'all's well wishes. I see you down there. It's hard for me to see the screen out here in the sunlight like this. When I pass through the shade, I see y'all. I appreciate y'all. I feel you. Doing everything I can, man. Like this YouTube channel is hooked up to my mother-in-law's bank account, so anything that goes into this YouTube channel, it goes right to her. It will obviously eventually go to helping the situation, unless of course she stays where she is, and then I'll have to put it on my PayPal account. But that's yet to be seen. There hasn't been any real, except for the super chat, which I appreciate. There hasn't really been any money made here. Considering demonetizing it, actually, 'cause it's kind of silly. Yeah, there's the original courthouse. So here's where they used to take people's property, right there on those steps, and now they do it on these steps. Pretty cool, huh? Place where they take your shit, man. And they got the armed support to do it. Fantastic. Really appreciate it, guys. So we're gonna get back to being lawyer shopping. Oh, by the way, we lost our lawyer. Did I tell you that I explained this? So she's on the phone with the lawyer today, and they're like, we can't represent you because we're going on vacation. They took the case last week. A week from today, a week ago today, they took the case. I'm like, they're going on vacation? Why didn't they know that last week? And how does that happen to us? Why is that kind of the shit that happens to us? It's amazing how the craziest shit happens to us. You know? Like the lawyer who was gonna help us out, there's a cool Coke sign over there. They keep that painted, but that's an old Coke sign. Yeah, the lawyer that was like so gung-ho to help us out, telling us to worry, even told Amber to take a couple days of just relaxing and not worrying about it because she was so stressed. Today, at the last minute, at 10:30 this morning, says they can no longer represent us. So we had to scoop together everything we had and get down here to find a new lawyer. So she likes to do this stuff face to face, and you know, when it's this important, I don't blame her. So we're here, man. We have $3 for $5 hot dogs right here. So they're in there having a hot dog. And then me, Am, and Demps will be right up and down this street right here, lawyer shopping. We will not quit this fight. That building is set up to take your shit, and I'm the kind of man who's set up to fight them. I hope. With your help, anyway. I appreciate y'all listening, and I'll get back in touch with you soon. We are not sponsored by Michelob, but I'll get back in touch with you soon later on, let y'all know how we're going to handle this, and let you know if indeed the water main in the front yard was broken somehow. I have a feeling it might. I don't know, I just have this sneaky feeling. Anyway, that's the way it is. That's how it is. June 27th, 2019. On the Good Job Buddy Show. Any which way you go. You can drink us with a beer, stick us in your ear. We'll be right by your heart because it's the Good Job Buddy Show. Have a seat. There you go. Stick your thumbs in the air or anywhere that you dare. You'll be doing your part. This is the Good Job Buddy Show. Kyle Sherpa, call me.